For the Stanford side, that's Zofia Dudek.
And they're off. 6 laps for the first runner, then 2, then 4, then 8. 12 teams make it here to Boston. That's it.
Providence out very well. They, of course, had those 2 in the mile. Leading things off, that's Shannon Flockhart, who ran really well to advance. Also worth noting, look at Oregon up there with Mia Barnett, the transfer to the Ducks program, ran previously competed at UCLA. Elise Thorner leading things off for the Gators. First year in Gainesville for her. Outdoors, primarily a steeplechase specialist, but indoors dropping down in some distances, as we saw at the SEC championships, to race in some speedier competitions like we have here with this very loaded distance medley relay. You have Washington that set the collegiate record earlier this year. Among those always in contention in this event.
And Washington has 3 of the 4 runners they had on that collegiate record-setting quartet.
Florida will have many of the same with the absence. They will not, of course, have Parker Valby on the anchor leg. Going to switch things up. Do believe it will be Flomena Assicle anchoring for Florida. 66.5, that first 400 of this 1,200-meter leg. Things are really tight up there. One thing, as you look at that lead pack as well, Notre Dame is coming in with all fresh legs. That's Sophie Novak leading things off. They have gone all in, and they will have Olivia Markozic on the anchor leg. Oklahoma State right up there in the thick of it as well with Grace Boone. Now you start to see Providence making moves. A lot of change at the head of the pack. That's Flockhart. Saw her and teammate Kimberly May run great races in the mile earlier, 68.3 seconds. Things slowed a little bit. That's why you're seeing it get so bunched up and people going wide, nearly out into lane 3.
Notre Dame, Sophie Novak right there on the shoulder of Grace Boone as they come to final lap of this opening 1,200-meter leg. Now Notre Dame into the lead at the bell. Novak, even though it's not really a bell.
Kind of the pseudo bell, mini bell. The Irish did win the ACC DMR title. Novak also raced the 3K. Here comes Shannon Flockhart with a phenomenal response going into that final turn, giving her teammates some distance going into the exchange.
Providence will pass first with a nice lead, thanks to Shannon Flockhart. This is the 400-meter leg, just 2 laps. Washington passes second.
Second leg from Providence, Jillian Fennerty.
BYU into second with Sammy Oblad.
3:18.9, that opening leg for Providence.
Notre Dame all the way back to 6th place.
Look at Florida and Layla Owens with a massive charge down the backstretch, and here comes Boston College.
Sydney Segala puts BC in the lead over Florida. The second exchange. This is the 800-meter leg, 4 laps.
Boston College in the lead now for this women's DMR as we go to the 800-meter leg.
BC, Florida, Arkansas.
BC's 400-meter split 52.2.
It's Providence in 4th, Oklahoma State, Washington, Notre Dame. Haven't heard much of anything from Oregon or from Stanford.
Running for Arkansas, that's Sanu Jallow that you saw in the 800. Also seeing a move from Gretchen Farley of Notre Dame, the freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the Park Titter High School product.
Boston College athlete leading with 1 lap remaining.
This 800-meter leg half done. It's BC, Florida, Arkansas, Providence, Notre Dame, Oregon.
63 seconds for that first 400 meters. Jallow looking really good as they go into the backstretch, looking to make a move for Arkansas. BC has done a phenomenal job up front. No change in position that we have seen really since they traded the baton.
Oregon is the one that has moved up. It's improved its position in on the rail in 5th.
Boston College trying to hold on to the lead.
Washington starting to poise themselves for a move and a collision.
Carnage. Washington's involved. Oregon's involved. Arkansas was hurt by it, but Jallow still up, still running. BC continuing to lead. Florida still second. And there is for Florida, Flomena Asicol, the last qualifier in the mile. She was a time qualifier. Let's see if we can see how that contact happened. It really had a big impact on the race. There's BC in front, then Florida, Arkansas, Providence.
Looks like when Providence looked to cut into the rail, tripped over Sanu Jallow, kind of caught the rail additionally, then collided with Washington, Oregon in there as well. Flomena Asicol now putting her team right there into position up front. That's Tiana Lestraco for Arkansas. And Olivia Marquezich does have the baton for Notre Dame. Marquezich split a 4:22 on a DMR at that Alex Wilson Invitational. That's in addition, obviously, to her impressive 3,000 meters this season, the reigning NCAA outdoor steeplechase champion.
Now Notre Dame into the lead. BYU, Florida, Arkansas, BC, Oklahoma State. Oregon also back in it.
Flomena Asicol had to do a bit of bouncing there to get around some traffic. She is trying to get herself on the outside of that lane. Marquezich doing a great job there up front. Came to Notre Dame as a walk-on. She's a legacy. Her dad was the longtime 10,000 meter program record holder and just really wanted to be part of a team at the collegiate level. Has had this linear progression to the point of being an NCAA champion in the steeplechase, and now looking to do so also, follow that up indoors. Riley Chamberlain running a great job for BYU. Flomena Asicol behind her, Penn State in there, Lestraco of Arkansas. It's going to likely come down to a big finishing kick, and certainly Marquezich is one of those who can cover, as can Flomena Asicol with that mile and 800 meter speed that she has. Penn State bouncing outside, also Oklahoma State looking to make a move.
1,600 meter leg half run. And the title definitely up for grabs. Notre Dame, BYU, Florida, Arkansas, Oklahoma State.
Marquezich coming in fresh. She'll come back and run the 3,000 tomorrow, but opting to try to do it all for the team. Coming into the DMR as opposed to going with the mile. Oklahoma State's done a fantastic job of positioning themselves right into the thick of it alongside Arkansas and Florida.
A little bit of separation now, group of 5 up front. Notre Dame, BYU, Florida, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, as they're coming down with 2 laps remaining.
I'm surprised that no one has tried to come up and challenge Markovic at all to this point. 67.5, so they have sped things up on that previous 400 meters. Chamberlain hanging right in there, and now you're starting to see things wind up. Markovic laying down a kick as they come to the bell.
BYU making a move. Chamberlain taking the lead at the bell. It's BYU, Notre Dame. Florida fading Oklahoma State, BC. Now a gap develops. Riley Chamberlain in full sprint. Markovic having led most of that 1600-meter leg, taking all of that breeze up front, just doesn't have a response. It's going to be the Cougars winning the DMR, followed by Notre Dame. Florida is going to get third. Important 6 points for the Gators. 10:51.40. They just missed the meet record. So BYU closes today's actions. Distance medley relay, just missing the meet record. 4:27.8 the split for Riley Chamberlain on the 1600-meter leg.